The new home for me is like a new beginning, closer to the college, closer to the girls' church. I see a lot of future there, which is really great.
Well, I got to run to my next appointment.
Okay.
I want to say thank you guys for having me over. I think these are much more important conversations to have in person, and thanks for having me. And
Thank you.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Cool.
So,
get you out of here on time, and
thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Hey, besties, guess what? Robyn Brown and Kody are going to lie all this week in the new episode about their brand new house to them that they purchased last year. And I have to talk to you about something because Robyn Brown says that this house that she's going to buy for $2.1 million represents a new start, a fresh start for her. Okay. Robyn Brown started on the show in 2009 living in a apartment in St. George. She then moved into a rental house and she then moved into a bunch of homes after that. This is her 7th or 8th move in 15 years since the show has been on the air. Yep. On average, if you sort of weigh that out, it's like 2 years per place and sometimes less and sometimes more. The longest they've been in any one place was in Vegas when they lived in those homes. And they owned those from 2012 to 2018, but they had already left before they sold those. So that's sort of debatable. So really, this is her 8th house or 9th in 15 years. There's no doubt in my mind that this will not be their last landing spot. And she lies and says this is a fresh start. After last week saying that wherever you go, you take your pain with you. So you can't really start over. You really can't. You can get a new place, but it's never an actual fresh start. So they have a realtor, and the realtor was the listing agent for their house and the seller's agent for the home they bought. So it was like double dipping, Justin. And the home that they purchased, it's been kind of a headache. And I don't know how well this is going to work out for them. It might actually be a clunker. It's a home that's gone through and changed hands of ownership many times. And I just want to say that this is very ironic that this is the house that they bought because this house had been on the market for a very long time. There has been 5 or 6 total sales of this home since it was originally purchased in 2020, or since it was originally built in 2002. The home has exchanged owners 3 times since 2018, and it is located in an area of Flagstaff where there is an active cinder mine. And I want to bring this up because if you recall, Robyn and Kody claimed that they could not be exposed to COVID because Robyn would get pneumonia and because Solomon had RSV when he was a kid. The home that they live is in an industrial area that has a community of homes in a small subdivision about a quarter mile behind the mine. A cinder mine excavates volcanic rock, and this one is one of the few active ones that remains. It's called Sheep Hill. This specific mine has been an environmental hazard and caused noise and air pollution and irritation to the neighbors' lungs and damage to property because of dust. Okay. And it has been a known hazard in the area. This is a known problem. And a Google map will show that they bought their house. It's at the end of a cul-de-sac. It's at the end of a dead end. There's nothing behind them except for the mine, this active mine. So just to give you an understanding, the home was built in 2002. It was first sold in 2009. And then in 2012, it was sold again. In 2017, it was sold. In 2020, it was sold. And then Kody and Robyn bought it in 2024. That's 5 owners in a large home in a luxury-sized house in Flagstaff. That's not typical turnover in Flagstaff, and one of the issues with this house is the proximity to the mine. So, what is the mine? It's one of several long operating cinder pits. It's in the San Francisco volcanic field east of Flagstaff. They extract red and black volcanic cinder for landscaping, construction fill, and road surfacing. It's part of a cluster of pits that have mined for decades. It has long been issued with air quality and health risks. So the mine produces significant airborne dust plumes during excavation, screening, and trucking. The ADEQ and Coconino County Public Health Service districts have received multiple complaints over the years about dust, truck noise, and particle exposure from Sheep Hill and nearby pits. Dust from these operations contains fine volcanic ash, silica, and trace metals. Prolonged exposure can irritate airways and contribute to chronic respiratory conditions like asthma or bronchitis. Prevailing winds in the area blow west and southwest directly towards the residential zone where the Browns' property sits. If you notice, the home is a dark color. When it was first built, it was a very light color. It's been resided, but I do think the siding color choice is intentional because it's a red powder that ends up on everything. So, homes that are within a half mile will experience dust accumulation on outdoor surfaces. They will also experience reduced air quality during haul hours. They will also experience lower resale value appeal due to the proximity to the pit. And it's really ironic because their property is near one of the most environmentally sensitive corridors outside of protected monument land, but then it's adjacent to an industrial mining zone. So it looks secluded and beautiful on camera, but for the environmental trade offs, there's serious dust, noise, and possible respiratory impacts. So, cinder volcanic rock is crushed, and when it's crushed or transported, just to give you an understanding, I get pneumonia and we can't be exposed to COVID. It releases microscopic particles in the air. They include PM10, which is inhalable dust, and PM 2.5, which is fine particles that reach deep into the lungs. And even though volcanic cinder is mostly inert rock, the dust can contain silica and trace minerals that irritate and inflame lung tissue. Health effects that have been documented in studies in this area include chronic coughing, bronchitis, and asthma flare ups. Long term exposure may cause COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease in sensitive individuals. It can also be linked to cardiovascular stress and lung function decline, even in non industrial mining areas. Vulnerable groups, including children and older adults with asthma or autoimmune disorders, are the most affected. People that are living between a half mile and a mile between the mining and the haul route tend to experience the most dust exposure. And then high, dry, windy conditions in Flagstaff make the dust worse, and it travels long distance. People that live in these homes, even if their windows are closed, the particles can infiltrate HVAC systems. Residents near the mine often need high efficiency air filters and frequent duct cleaning to maintain indoor air quality. Some homeowners in the same region have reported reddish dust buildup outside air returns, a clear sign of article intrusion. So they are living in an environment that's extremely beautiful, but incredibly toxic for individuals' lungs. And to make it even clearer about how much this house has been a problem is the last 2 sets of owners used the property for rental. They didn't use it for long-term living. The house was a rental property. It was a vacation rental. So the previous owners that owned it for 4 years, it was a second home, and the owners before that, it was a second home. This hasn't been a primary residence, I don't think, since 2009. They changed the siding of this house from a very light tan to a reddish brown. that is almost the exact same color as the dust that actually comes off of the mine. If you look at the photos of the mine and the house, they are the exact same color. I think it's to probably hide the dust. So Kody and Robyn get this house believing it's a gem, and they think they're going to have this house, and it's deceiving, right? Because the house, they say, will have more space, which I'll show you their clip in a second. But the interior main home is 5,500 square feet, and most of the home is actually just like living room space, kitchens, and just large gathering areas. There's only 4 bedrooms. There's one room that's a office that can be used as a bedroom. But if you have an office like that, what that means is it's a bedroom without a closet. So there would be 4 actual bedrooms and an office. That's how my house is. So we have 4 bedrooms, and then we have an office downstairs. The office has no closet. If somebody wanted to convert it into a bedroom, it's the size of our guest room that's right above it on our upstairs floor. You don't really use office as bedroom unless you have to. And then the 6th bedroom is in the garage slash guest house that has a 1 bedroom above it with like an area for living, and then when you walk in, there's a little area for a kitchen and dining. So the main house only has 4 total bedrooms. But this is what Kody and Robyn say about this house.
It's a new beginning and it's a place for my kids to come to. But it's almost like a start over. I need a place for Truly that is sort of like her room. There's a lot of strained relationships amongst me and my adult children. So this house is simply a new opportunity to invite them here and to potentially enjoy their company here, even if it's in some kind of fantasy. I just want to be able to say, hey, there's space for you. You can come and visit.
Robyn says that the reason why they love this house is because it's close to the girls' church, also the same church that Solomon goes to, by the way, and it's close to the college. Kody is selling you and lying, saying that this house will have a space for Truly. That is 100% lie. The home has 4 bedrooms, a master for Kody and Robyn, a bedroom for Aurora, or for a bedroom for Solomon, a bedroom for Ariella, a bedroom for Brianna, and a bedroom for Aurora if one of the kids uses the office. The office is off it's off the main floor. It's like off the kitchen, a very noisy area for a bedroom. It has a very large window. It doesn't have a closet. So one of the kids has to be in that area. And the bedrooms are not very big. There's a lot of bathrooms. There's 2 areas for eating. There's a huge great room. There's a very beautiful staircase. A lot of space is really wasted in living space in areas in order to commune. This is a house really designed for entertaining and like being a vacation rental because most of the area is for common. It's most common area. If they really wanted a home that Truly could be at, they would find a home that has 5 or 6 bedrooms minimum. But as is, they will not be able to give Truly her own bedroom in this space. And Kody didn't get custody of her, and Truly never goes to this house. So it's an outright lie that he is making on this episode, trying to show and pretend to the court that he's going to buy a home where he can provide the necessary space for Truly. This house has less bedrooms than the house they just sold. The home that they built, that they bought on the mountain or near the mountain, had 5 bedrooms. This has 4. And that house had 5 bedrooms and an office. This house has 4 and an office. I don't know if any of you have houses that have offices that are converted into bedrooms. They're not the most ideal. They just really aren't, because generally, like I said, offices are off spaces that are noisy. So if your bedroom is off the kitchen, it's noisy in the morning. It's loud in the morning. It's loud at night. If people are up late, there's no closet. So you have to get hangers or like a closet that you can put on the wall, basically. The way that this house is laid out, it's just such a waste of space in my opinion. There's just there's like multiple living rooms, and sure it's beautiful and sure it has a beautiful staircase, but it's just a waste of space. And then it has this weird random guest house that is oddly structured. It's again one small tiny bedroom, a tiny living space, and a very small kitchen and dining room. I'm confident that that area is for Dayton. The bigger question for me is, why are you purchasing a home near a cinder mine when you cared about COVID? But also, why are you buying a home with the consideration of your daughters that are in college that will be leaving your home in like 2 years? And why is it that her daughters are still living at home? Aurora is 23 and Brianna is 22 and Dayton is 25. He's about to be 26. Their kids are the same age that Gabriel and Garrison were when Kody was trying to kick them out of their house. And Robin's expanding her home so she can have more space for her kids so they apparently never leave. It is such a crock of crap. So this is one lie that you just should pay attention to, where they're going to pretend like they're buying this house to create a space for Truly when that's not even the case. It's a flat out lie. It's a storyline and it's bullcrap. And their house is a toxic mess. And I guarantee you they will be moving within 5 years because Miss Princess will complain about the air quality. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, send some hype if you'd like to, and make sure to click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, friends.